What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys 5 things that you didn't know you could do inside of PreSonus Studio One 5. So let's hop right in, guys. This is the brand new PreSonus Studio One 5. This is the professional edition. I finally upgraded. I had Studio One 3 for the longest time. So right off the bat, a little bit of a cosmetic change. Everything is exactly where it was in version 3, 4, and 5, which is awesome. So if you already know how to use Studio One and you're familiar with it, everything's pretty much the same. So that's great. So before I get into the cool things that I want to talk about, I'm going to let you guys know about some of the new features PreSonus added into the software, into the DAW. And one of the main ones was the new show page. And what that does is allow you guys to stream live music, play live. You can use plugins in real time. So if you have amp sims, you can use Ampire in real time. You can use Impact for MIDI pads. Basically, you can use any virtual instrument and any plugin in real time for streaming or live performance purposes on PreSonus's new show page. And the second cool thing that they added was actually a score editor. So I know some other DAWs have that. Logic has a score editor. So if you guys are using MIDI and you want to put it into a score, maybe for sheet music to share with somebody to play, or if you want to check it before you transferred it to something like Sibelius, that's a really awesome tool to use, and I'm pretty excited that they added that in there. So you guys can head over to PreSonus's page and check that out. I'll put a link in the description for you guys. But today I'm going to show you guys 5 things that I think are really cool that I want to share with you. So the first thing I want to talk about is the clip gain envelope. So as a lot of you guys know, you can zoom into a track and you have your little gain handle right here, so you can change the gain of your clip. So what they added was an envelope. So like automation, you're not changing the volume or gain of the track level, you're changing the actual clip level inside of an envelope. So I have no idea how to do this. This is just something that I saw that I thought was really cool. So I want to try and go ahead and do that now. Hopefully I can figure it out. Okay. How to clip gain envelope, Studio One 5. Okay.
This out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the event view here so that we can gain envelope.
Ah, there it is. All right, I figured it out. Right click, check, gain envelope, however you want to say it, and there it is. So just like automation, if I want to make that part a little bit smaller, I'll go like that. That's really cool. And you can see it working in real time. That's awesome. Wow. That is really neat. Alright guys, moving on to the second thing that I think is really cool. Now if you guys noticed, if you recently got this, and this might be the case on Studio One 4, I don't know, because my last version was Studio One 3. But when I got Studio One 5, all of the plugins were on top of the tracks, just like this. And I had no idea how to get them on the side where I like them. All you guys got to do is go over here, click this up and down button here, and then boom, double click, and you got it on the side, just like the previous versions of Studio One. That's just something I'm used to. That's something I prefer, and it works well with my workflow that I've created over the years. Nothing wrong with having it on top. Nothing wrong with having it on the side. But I thought that was neat. They added it up top. You can do that in a lot of other DAWs. Logic, all the plugins are up there. So there's no tab to click the button and open it. You just got to double click. So moving on, guys, the third thing, and the reason why I actually upgraded is for this plugin in general, and that is the Pipeline XT plugin. Now if you don't know what that is, basically what it is an I/O latency compensation plugin. So it allows you to output and input channels or audio into hardware and back in, and anytime you send a signal out and back in, you're going to have a little bit of latency. So it actually compensates for that in real time. Basically enables you guys to use outboard gear, and you can mix analog or hybrid in real time. So it's awesome, and that's just something I really wanted to do and I really wanted to get into. So for example, guys, I'll just hop on this track that I was working on, and we'll just pick a short guitar section. And on my guitar bus, let's see, on this bus actually, I have Pipeline stereo. And in order to use this, guys, you got to make sure that in your preferences that you have all of your outputs mono, and if you're using any stereo, have those set up, and then all of your inputs as well. Set that to default and you won't have any issues. So what I have is a little thing here. It tells me what outputs are going into my outboard gear and what inputs are receiving signal from my outboard gear. So this helps me. So this one here is for the Alesis. So it's in going out of sub 7, it is returning into input 9. If you guys are interested in working with outboard gear, learning how to use analog stuff, it's really cool. This is a really simple way to do it. So the next cool thing, guys, is the listen bus. So this enables you guys to listen to a single track while running everything through the master, rather than soloing a track and not being able to hear it. Pretty simple, guys. You're just going to go to the main track, enable listen bus, there you go, boom, and then you guys can go ahead and solo anything. So I thought that was pretty neat. You guys might want to check that out. It might come in handy. And the last thing that I want to talk about, guys, that I know is probably in Studio One 4, they also have in Studio One 5, is the console shaper. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, what that is an analog emulator. So you have your saturation, your drive. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Now to find the console shaper, all you guys need to do is open any track here, and I'm doing that by double clicking. If you have your plugins on top, I'm sure it'll pop up right there, and go to Mix FX. Right there, you'll see it, console shaper. So guys, let's head over, let's do the bass bus. So boom, we have 3 parameters. We have drive, noise, and crosstalk. Let's turn them all off and check out drive. So it's just adding a little bit of saturation and cool stuff in there, kind of like an analog console will do. The funny thing about this, the more you turn it up, the more it's almost like the volume's coming down. And I think that's because it's compensating for adding that. So it's trying to keep everything level. So the next thing, we have noise. If you guys work with any vinyl or tape simulators or anything like that, there's always a noise knob. Pretty similar. It's adding a little bit of that white noise, background electrical stuff kind of going on. And honestly, that stuff kind of helps keep things cohesive in a mix. Just little things like that you can hardly notice, that you just hear in the background a tiny bit. So let's check that one out. Yep, sounds like it does its job. And then the crosstalk is really weird. This one has like things interfering with each other. I mean, I wouldn't really even know how to describe it, but I'll let you guys check it out. But the crosstalk feature, that's a little bit more prevalent if you're playing guitars or something. Has a little bit more high end in it, and you guys will really notice that. Alright guys, so that's about it. Those are 5 things that I wanted to show you that were really cool inside of PreSonus Studio One 5. Other than that, a lot of plugins have changed cosmetically. They do have the Pro EQ 2, Compressor 2, all that stuff. They have new editions of those plugins, so you guys can check those out. I'll leave a link in the description from PreSonus if you guys want to check anything else out. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If there's anything else that you want covered or anything else that I didn't cover in this video, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.